If you've worked with me, you know that I often say God gave you gifts, and your mission, your calling, your purpose is to share those with the world. But something gets in our way, and that something is limited beliefs, limited thoughts, negative beliefs that we're attached to. So in this video, I want to give you 5 things you can do right away, immediately, to untether from the limiting beliefs and limiting thoughts and tether yourself back to that calling so you can fulfill your mission. You ready? Let's get to it. Number 1 is your language. I want you to be aware of your language. How are you speaking out into the world? How are you speaking to yourself? Are you arguing for limitations? I could never be a millionaire. You're right. I could totally be a millionaire. You're right. I could never fall in love. You're right. I can totally fall in love. You're right. I live in San Diego. I can't tell you how many women have come to me and said, there's no good guys in the world. And I look at them and I'm like, really? Because I'm pretty sure you live in Man Diego. And if you can't find a man in 3.2 million people, I don't know what to say, right? It's our beliefs. So just there's no right or wrong and there's no shaming. It's just become aware. That's it. Just start to become aware. Like, oh my gosh, I just negatively talked onto my life. There's a lot of people will share with you, it's called spelling for a reason, because you're constantly casting spells on your life. So let's cast some good ones. All right. So just become aware. Just start writing them down and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I just said that. I could never run a marathon. Oh, course correct. Cancel, clear, delete. I could totally run a marathon. Maybe I just need to go seek somebody to help me with my ankles that seem to hurt, or the shin splints, or something that I experience when I try to run a marathon or achieve whatever dream it is that you want. Guys, God would not give you a desire if you weren't also given the ability to manifest it. So number 1, start watching your language, clean it up. That goes for your body as well. If your elbow is hurting you or your knee is hurting you, it just wants your attention. That's all. It's not your bad elbow or your bad knee. Do you catch yourself? Oh, I can't run a marathon because I have bad ankles. Do you really? Do you? Why are you putting those curses on your poor body parts? Would you want me to call you my bad friend? No, no. Your body is trying to give you a message so that you can become the best version of yourself. It just wants your attention. So start talking to your body. Hey, knee, I hear you. You're screaming to me right now. What can I do? What do you need from me? And then listen. Maybe seek out other people that have had similar conditions and overcome them. That leads me to number 2 of what you can do. Focus on the what, the who, and the how, and the whys. Focus on what you want to accomplish versus that you don't have it. Don't sit there and wallow in lack mindset. Maybe you don't have the money. You want money. That's what you focus on. So what do I need to do to get that money? Who's done it successfully? Let me see what they've done. And instead of engaging in jealousy, oh, I can't believe they have that. Just learn from them. Learn what they did to get what you are wanting to manifest and achieve. The limiting beliefs are things like, I could never be that. I'm not that person. No, you're right. You're you. And there is so much potential inside of you that when you focus on the what, the how, the who, in terms of what do I need to do to accomplish that versus I don't have it, you just have to turn that dial. We all wake up with kind of poopy pants once in a while, but what we do with it is going to separate us from those that actually achieve things to those that just sit with a fixed mindset. A book that's so fabulous around this is called Mindset. Do you have a growth mindset? Do you have a fixed mindset? Meaning, okay, I attempted to fall in love, make $1 million, have optimal health, and it didn't work. That was simply my first attempt. I need to go and try it again. So many people say things like, East, I've tried everything. Really? Have you? Because I'm pretty sure there's unlimited amount of things. I think you just need to go back and keep searching. You have not tried everything because that shows infinity. And I would challenge you to keep trying. So number 1 was language. Number 2, focus on what it is. That's what you focus on every day. Just focus on what it is that you want to manifest, what you want to create, and don't focus on anything negative. You're going to catch yourself being negative. That's when you're going to write that down. You're going to rephrase that language, and then you're going to focus on what I need to do, what it is I want, how I might be able to get there, because I've seen other people do that. Okay. So I gave you the books there. Number 3, small victories. Celebrate even the smallest of victory when you catch yourself and you, instead of speaking something negative, you speak something positive, even if it doesn't feel authentic at first. You're like, well, I did it. That's a small victory. And celebrate it. Hey, look at me. Look at cleaning up my language. Celebrate that, because that will compound those tiny little habits of celebrating the small victories. Build, build, build. You get stronger and stronger. Just like if I went to the gym and I started doing like 10 push-ups, then 15, then 20. The small victories. Don't be upset that you're not at 1,000 push-ups. Don't be upset that you're not at that end goal, because enjoy the process of getting there. A lot of times it's not even the destination. It's whom you're going to become going after that big dream and that big goal. So celebrate those small victories. One thing I like to do is every night before I go to bed is to look back on the day and say, what could I have done better? Oh, I catch my language in certain places. And where can I celebrate even the smallest of victories? Anywhere from 1 to 3. Whatever that small little victory is. Let's say you want to make more money and you found $1. Celebrate it. Celebrate it. Think about when you give a gift to somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for this pen. I love it. It's beautiful. And you're like, wow, they like that little pen that I got for free. You want to give them more gifts because they're genuinely so grateful, versus the friend that you give a gift to and you spend $1,000 on a gold charm and they're like, oh, yeah, I already have one like that. Thanks. So the universe, God, is constantly giving you gifts, and those small victories are gifts to help build you so that you can become the person that can hold that thing that you're trying to manifest. So just do it. Go to the mental gym, go to the universal gym every day and work on your language and the small victories. Focus on the whats, the who's, and the how's of people that have already done it before you. A lot of this stuff, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. Number 4, one thing that really helps is lean on the past. Look back into your past and your past successes and channel that back in. I ran a marathon 8 years ago. That was hard. Woo. Oh my gosh, I wanted to give up and I didn't. So I'm going to tap into that tenacity that I had to finish that marathon and help me overcome whatever obstacles I'm coming now. You can tap into your own past and the victories there, the successes that you've had. So lean on that and tether yourself to that versus tethering yourself to your first, second, or third attempts of anything. Look back and celebrate. Oh my gosh, school was really hard. 4 years of a bachelor's degree. Boy, did I want to give up. I changed my major like 8 times, but guess what? I think finished that thing, right? This is you. And it might be hard for you to even come up with anything from the past because you're so hard on yourself. So start to also just go back to the past and even the smallest of things. Let's say you're really afraid of networking and you know that one of the ways you're going to grow your business is by networking. And so you force yourself to go to a networking event. That night, you celebrate that. Even if you weren't your best, or maybe you were shy and you sat in the corner, guess what? First step, you got yourself there. Or maybe you made that phone call that you were very intimidated about calling. Small victories, celebrate those, lean on the small victories and on victories from the past. And I know you have them because you're alive and life is full of that mixed bag. The final thing that you can start doing right now, is to be okay with multiple attempts. What? Number 5, be okay not hitting it out of the park the very first time. Elizabeth Gilbert wrote the book, Eat, Pray, Love. I love that book. Such a good book. That wasn't her first book, my friends. I think that was her 6th published book before it popped. So be okay with your first, second, or third attempt. Don't call it failure. I'm bringing you back to language, right? If you try something, don't say, oh, I failed. I tried that. Oh, that was my first attempt. That was my second attempt. Maybe that was my third attempt. I wouldn't give up. I would keep going. It's that growth mindset. So again, if you've worked with me, I'm going to pull out my little board and I'm going to write these all down for you. And I hope these have been helpful. These are things that help me. And I have to show up for these lectures myself. I have to do these 5 things on the regular because We're human, right? So 1 is language. Watch your language. Number 2 is to focus on what, who, and how. What, who, and how. Who's done what you've done? What did they do to get there? What do you need to do? And focus on that every day. Today, if I want to grow my business, I need to do these things. I need to make those cold calls. One thing, I do those things that I don't want to do first thing. So then the rest of the day is cake, right? Let's get you to the cake. Let's get you to the easy street. Number 3 is celebrate small victories. I'm writing this down for you. Number 4 is lean on your past. Channel that warrior that's in there that maybe just went dormant, right? Just go back to the past when you were your greatest, tap back into that and use that as a springboard to go beyond and expand. And number 5, be okay with multiple attempts. I will summarize this in the notes. Language, focus on what, who, how, small victories, lean on the past. Wow, look at that. I love how sloppy my writing is. It's fun. It means that I'm making improvements on my type A personality, that everything has to be perfect. Right there, that's a small victory that I'm going to celebrate. My hair is not perfect. My lighting's not perfect, all the things. But guess what? I don't care. Because I have gifts that I want to share with the world. And this is one way to do it. So will you join me in doing the same? Sending you much love, and I'll see you in future videos. Bye for now.